I love this question, and I think it's applicable to so many different things, right? That you don't owe anybody all of the information just because they were polite enough to ask, right? No. Just because somebody is nice enough to ask does not mean you owe them details. So you can say things like, somebody asked for it, says, I'm so glad to see your dog here. What's happening with them? Starts asking questions. You can say, I so much appreciate your interest. I'm not comfortable getting into details right now. I would love to talk about blah, 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 blah. You can say, I so appreciate your interest in her health. We're taking it a day at a time. I would love to talk about your kids. How's college going for you? For many people, that will be enough of a social cue that we are done talking about this, because you acknowledge their question and you change the subject. So if somebody comes back with, yeah, the kids are fine, but I really want to know about what's happening here. Did you try giving her broccoli and fish oil? You can say, that's not something I'm going to discuss. I'd be happy to talk with you about something else, but these aren't questions I'm going to answer. That's not rude. That's clear, right? So like you state a boundary and change the subject. You state a boundary and change the subject and say, if you continue to talk about this, I'm going to end this conversation. And they keep pushing. You have to say, as we discussed, like, this isn't something I'm going to talk about with you. I'm going to go. I'm going to go talk to somebody else. I'm going to go get myself some more water. Like, you state the boundary. And if they violate the boundary, then you do what you said you were going to do, which is you end the conversation. You don't owe anybody a defense. If somebody comes back to your boundary, if you say, I really appreciate your interest. Thanks so much for sending her good thoughts. It's not something that I want to talk about tonight. I really want to focus on being together and enjoying this food, right? You don't owe them a defense for your boundary. Your boundary is just your boundary. Some people will get that, and some people don't like boundaries, but it doesn't matter, because you don't have to like my boundary in order for you to respect it. You win that one by putting on your hat and leaving the room. The other thing that I really like to do, because I'm me and I'm snotty, is it seems really important to you for me to answer this question, even after I've said that I don't want to answer it. Isn't that interesting? What makes you think that I owe you the information if I've already said I'm not comfortable talking about it? Isn't that interesting? It seems like you feel entitled to this information. Is that true? Whatever language you want to use to say, I said no, and it's still no, and it's none of your fucking business, and I don't have to answer you. You're not entitled to this. Like, whatever language that you want to use, you can do it kindly. You don't have to be like about it. But people who are unaccustomed to hearing no hear that as a slight, as rude, as whatever. And also think about ahead of time, using your knowledge of the family systems and the things that you know tend to happen. Prepare ahead of time, right? What will I say when my uncle starts asking when I'm going to date again, right? What are the 2 or 3 things that I'm going to have in my pocket ready to say? Because you don't need to say 9 million different things. If they keep pushing you for the same information, why should you be bothered with making up a new reason? Use the same one over and over again. Boundaries, we love them. It's scary to do the first couple of times, but when you do it, you do get that sort of adrenaline, like, oh my God, I did it. I'm so proud of myself. You can also, if boundary work feels really scary for you, you can practice on lower stakes things to get the hang of it.